Good morning, children. Let's begin with the second part of our chapter, A Letter to God. Yesterday, when we did the chapter, we discussed about a farmer. Farmer's name, Lencho. Lencho, who was eagerly waiting for a good shower on his ripe corn fields. Why he waited? Because he felt that shower would give him a good return. After selling those corns in the form of the crops, he would be earning a lot of money. He was very happy and excited. But soon that excitement turned into disappointment because instead of the rain shower, what he received was hailstones. Hailstones which destroyed his field completely. Destruction to that an extent that he felt that for the whole year he along with his family may starve. Okay, this much we completed yesterday. Let's proceed now. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house, solitary means it was the only house which was situated on the crest of the hill. So he says, solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope. The whole family expected something from God. It was their faith in God that they felt that in that situation of distress, God would help them. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Lencho's wife said to him, don't be so upset, even though this means this situation seems to be a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. It was their faith in God that they felt that God never makes anyone die of hunger. God helps everyone. That's what they say, no one dies of hunger. Lencho also repeated the same thought which his wife said. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one single hope, and that hope was, underline these lines, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed means probably when he was young, his parents may have told him. His elders may have told him certain things we are instructed by our parents. So the same way he says, as he had been instructed, God's eyes see everything. Even what is deep in one's conscience. It's not that only things which are visible around, God sees to it. Even what you are hiding within yourself, God can see that part of your inner self, that part of your conscience. And here the whole family has such a deep faith in God that they feel that God would be able to see their distress at that moment. Lencho was an ox of a man. It's a metaphor over here. Ox of a man means a man who could work very hard, who could toil very hard, who was very strong. Okay, so he was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the field, so much of hard labor, physical pain he could put into his fields. But still he knew how to write. Here, the author seems to present a contrast to us that usually what do we consider? That all the farmers are illiterate. They work so hard that physical input is so much that mental gain is nothing. Means intellectually they may be considered as illiterate. But here the author tries to tell that although he was a farmer working hard throughout the day, still he was a literate farmer. He could read and write. So he knew how to write. The following Sunday at daybreak, daybreak means morning time, soon after the sunrise, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town. He wrote a letter and himself he carried it to the town and placed it in the mail. Mail here refers to the box where we put our letters in. It was nothing less than a letter to God. He had written a letter to God directly. So much of faith he had, unshaken faith. We usually write letters to human beings. See, Lencho wrote a letter to God. God, he wrote. Now, this was the content of the letter. If you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos, means he expected God to help him financially at that moment. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again. Once again, because that crop had been destroyed. So once again, I'll sow my field with the seeds. And to live until the crop comes. Live until the crop comes means bless me that I am able to feed my belly. Bless me that I am able to keep myself alive till the next harvest season comes. Okay. So he says, bless me to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm had destroyed whatever. Further, as a reader, what we know, he wrote it in his letter, explaining God, telling God that what all situations had befallen him that minute. Okay, that moment. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled, went to town. Still troubled because that anxiety was overwhelming. He was so worried about his family. He was so worried that the letter which he had written to God, would God answer him? Would God send him the money? So that anxiety, that tension, that worry was still predominant in his mind, and he went. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily. He was laughing heartily because the postman had never ever received a letter with the address written on it as to God. So he was laughing. Okay? He showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. Okay? He had been delivering so many letters past so many years. बट आज तक उसको ऐसा कोई लेटर ही नहीं मिला जिसमें एड्रेस क्या लिखा हुआ है, टू गॉड. ओके, सो ही वाज लाफिंग आउट लाउड. Then this postman went to the postmaster. Postmaster, who was a fat and amiable fellow. Amiable means a person who is very friendly to talk to, pleasant to talk to, fun-loving kind of a person. Okay, a fat, amiable fellow. He also broke out laughing. As soon as he saw that envelope, he also started laughing. But almost immediately he turned serious. But something struck him hard, and he became a serious man when he found that letter. Tapping the letter on his desk, he commented, "What faith!" Means he was awestruck, surprised that is it possible that a person can have so much of faith in God, so much of faith that he felt like writing a letter to God. Itna vishwas. Okay? I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter. He started feeling as if, when would he have that faith? Strong faith. A man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God. Correspondence is a conversation undertaken in a written form. Conversation undertaken in a written form. Okay, what faith that man had that he is able to converse with God. He is asking God that he is in problem, he may starve. So, in order to keep himself and his family alive, God should send him money. That confidence had moved the postmaster. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Writer here refers to Lencho. Okay? So that his faith remains unshaken, what he does is that he had an idea. Answer the letter. He felt like that he would answer the letter now. Lencho's letter should be answered. But when he opened it, it was evident. Evident means clear. It was clear that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. Usually in order to answer someone's letter, what you need is ink, paper and the goodness within you. That goodness which should not be shaken because a man is expecting a reply from someone. Someone whom the postmaster knew very well does not exist. But here, in the letter, he demanded money also. So the postmaster, if he had to reply the letter, he would also require money. If he has to reply on behalf of God, he has to send that money in order to keep the unshaken faith of Lencho intact. उसका विश्वास बनाए रखने के लिए अगर गॉड बनकर जवाब देना है तो पैसे भी भेजने पड़ेंगे. ठीक है? ओके. But he stuck to his resolution. He kept his words. He asked for money from his employees. Underline these last 4 lines. He stuck to his resolution. Underline these lines. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. Underline act of charity twice. To give something for an act of charity. So all together they felt they should contribute so that they could help Lencho in that situation. It was impossible for the postmaster to gather together the 100 pesos. 100 pesos were a big amount. So it became difficult for the postmaster that he could accumulate that much amount single-handedly. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. Means around more than 50 pesos. More than that, 60 or 70 pesos according to the author here, he was able to collect and send it to Lencho. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. Means in the letter he did not write anything, just the money, and underneath he signed it as God. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. Lencho expected a reply. He felt कि मैंने letter लिखा है तो reply आया ही होगा. And with that faith, he comes to receive a reply from God. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed. Whenever we do good for someone, we have that inner satisfaction. That contentment was there in the postmaster also, because whom he had helped? He had helped Lencho. ठीक है? तो after offering that help to Lencho, he was feeling contented and he wished to see that happiness on Lencho's face after opening that letter. Okay? So he also went there because he had performed a good deed, and he looked on from his office that what would be Lencho's reaction when he receives a reply from God. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Least surprised, as if he was sure that he would receive a reply, he would get the money. So he was not at all surprised, thinking that how is it possible that God would have sent him the money. He was not surprised, as if he was sure of it कि मैंने लेटर लिखा है and लेटर का जवाब आएगा. Such was his confidence. But he became angry when he counted the money, because as stated, it was not completely 100 pesos, it was slightly more than half. So when Lencho found the amount being less, he became angry. God could not have made a mistake, according to him. So much of surety that God could not make a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Both ways he says. Neither God could deny it, nor his request would have been disapproved by God. Okay? So God could not have made a mistake. So what does he presume? The mistake would be on the part of the post office employees. अब उसको क्या लगता है कि भगवान जी तो गलती कर नहीं सकते, दूसरा मेरी रिक्वेस्ट को भी नहीं टाल सकते, तो गलती कहाँ हुई होगी? पोस्ट ऑफिस एम्प्लॉइज के बिहाफ पे. Immediately Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow. Wrinkling of his brow means expressing his discontent, expressing his annoyance very vividly to all the employees that he was unhappy after receiving that letter. So he was doing everything publicly, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished writing, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed it to the envelope with a blow of his fist. As we read, that he was expressing his anger and annoyance. And to be more loud with his gestures, what he did was, after pasting the stamp, he gave it a blow of his fist. जोर से मुक्का मारा ताकि वो स्टैम्प अच्छे से चिपक जाए. So दोनों चीज, expression of anger also and fixing of the stamp also. But this time his gesture was a loud one to be showed to all the employees which were there in the post office. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. Lencho left, and now the postmaster opened that. What had he written exactly? It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Means I asked for 100, but I received only 70. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. I want money back. I want more money. I want it in full payment, full amount. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Crooks refers to the cheats, dishonest people. So here, this statement proves to be ironic. What is the irony? That the employees who had contributed with their salary, the employees who had given money as an act of charity, Those benevolent post office employees are being considered as a bunch of crooks by Lencho. Just imagine a man having faith in God but not having faith in humanity. He felt that God would send him the money, but he never realized that some human beings also could have sent him the money. So this is a situational irony over here, that the benevolent ones, the helping ones, are considered to be a bunch of crooks by Lencho. Okay, now I am sharing with you the summary of the chapter. Tomorrow we shall do the question answers. Okay. This is not to be written in the notebook, children. The gist of the chapter need not be written in the notebook. Okay, we are just discussing it. A Letter to God is a story of extreme faith in God. It is the story of Lencho, a poor, honest and hard-working farmer who wrote a letter to God and asked God to send him money. Lencho was a dedicated farmer. He was expecting a good harvest. Children, kindly don't do this mischief. Please, I would stop sharing things with you. Stop it. Unfortunately, a hailstorm came and destroyed his harvest totally. Lencho was very sad, but he had strong belief in God. He was sure, okay, fine, let it be. Nothing doing, you remain like that. If you are happy that way, I shall keep you happy that way. We shall continue with the class tomorrow. Goodbye. No attendance even for you.